Press pause, put the controller down. It's time to talk about the gaming industry. My name is TJ Leo.
And I'm Andrew.
I have something in my eye. This is Press Pause, a gaming podcast, episode 98. How are you, my friends?
Good.
Yeah. Staying cool?
Yeah, we'll see how long I can do this without the AC on.
For those that don't know or haven't been paying attention to
it is loud.
Yeah, it was pretty loud. But not unbearable. But yeah, for those that haven't been paying attention to the news, basically like the whole East Coast is like a bajillion degrees. So like with the humidity here,
everywhere in the northern hemisphere is like that right now.
Yeah, it's bad. Right here today, it reached like 112 Fahrenheit. It's brutal.
Something like 1,000 people have died of like
heat stroke
related
and stuff.
Yeah, like heat stroke and stuff like that in France. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, the world is pissed. The world's pissed, guys. I don't know how much longer humanity's got. I really don't. I'm really scared. But I'll be gone before that happens. Hopefully. Let's get into the rigmarole as always. As always, if you want the podcast edition of the show, YouTube Music is where you go, whether it's the video version or the audio-only version. That's where you go. Co-op Club Discord community server. Link is in the description. Join us and come chat. Talk more about that later. Patreon.com/co-op entertainment, where you can throw us $1 a month to help support the channel. Greatly appreciate it. And for those wondering, yes, this episode is up early because Wrestling Renaissance Run-In did not go up on Friday as scheduled because along with this heat wave, we also have storms pretty consistently, and we had a really bad one on the night that we were supposed to record that episode, and it basically started right as the recording would have started, and I was like, yeah, let's just wait. It seems like a bad idea to record during a storm this bad, and it's a good thing we did, because power went out twice, and so that would have screwed us, but we didn't have enough time to complete it. So
my power didn't go out.
No? Oh, yeah.
My parents did, yours did, but mine did not.
Yeah, mine did for it was brief. It went out for like a minute. It was very brief, but like there's portions of the city that were out for like hours due to power line, trees toppled due to power onto power lines. So yeah, it was pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. So let's get into what we're playing. You don't have any major updates?
No, nothing new. I've been working on stuff. I have a niece's birthday that I need to prepare for, so I haven't been distracting myself with a lot of games.
It's fair. You know what I just realized? The press pause light is out again.
Oh no.
It went out last week too. I got to figure out why it's doing that. It's not like a power issue or anything like that. It's just the button on it is like a touch sensor.
Oh yeah.
So I think like a stray particle lands on the damn thing. It turns off. It's really irritating.
I hate capacitive buttons. They're the worst. They never work.
Yeah, just give me a switch. Just give me a switch. Yeah. It is a dimmer too, though. So you like hold it. You put your finger on it for a while, and it dims it.
Even worse. Just have a slider. Or something.
Yeah. Agreed. Stupid thing. I love it, but it's a pain in the ass. Okay, cool. Well, I have an update to a game I've already talked about, and I have first impressions. So let's talk about the update that I have, which is for The Forest. So my buddy and I played several more hours of said game, and then we quit because the game, unfortunately, seems to have a hard lock by bad design. Not a glitch, not a bug, but bad design. So if you've ever played The Forest, you know that there's caves that you go to explore and fight cannibals and get new equipment and all this kind of stuff. Well, there's one cave that is very poorly designed because in order to get out of it, you need the rock climbing gear.
Oh, and you didn't have that.
But the rock climbing gear is not in that cave. So we went down there, did a whole bunch of stuff, and then realized, oh,
That
we can't leave.
did you like check and find out that it is like a known oversight that's just never been fixed?
We determined that it is indeed on. You can't get out once you're in. Now there
Okay.
are workarounds like reverting to a previous save, but
Sure.
you only have one save on the PlayStation, and we saved it in the cave.
Ah.
So
It seems weird that would be. Huh. Okay.
I know it's such an easily avoidable thing. It should have just
Yeah.
been you need the rock climbing gear to get in the cave. Solved.
Yeah.
Solved. But the reason that if we ignore that, right? If we ignore that, the reason that it happened was because there is a portion that you get to a point where you need the rock climbing gear to get down,
hmm
but they made the design flaw by putting water at the bottom of this big chasm.
Oh, so you land in the water and it breaks your fall.
So if there wasn't any water
I-
there, you'd just die and respawn back where you were.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Why would they just not put the water there?
Design oversight. Complete.
Like
design
that would be the
oversight.
thing to tell you. Like you can't skip this. You need this
Yeah.
stuff to get further. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah. And then we find out that when you go deeper into the cave, it's the end game cave. So we're like, we were like, let's try and beat it.
finish the game.
Let's try and beat it. Yeah. And then something else happened and we were like, well, fuck this. We're done. I can't remember what it was at this point because I'm just so disappointed, because we restarted it once already. We were like, no, it's over. Not restarting it a third time. So that's it. I don't think I can recommend The Forest. I don't think I can recommend it. It's too.
That's insane because that game's been out for like 8 or 9 years at this point.
Yeah.
And you'd think they would have fixed that.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, we didn't try to die to see if maybe it would respawn us back at the camp. So maybe that was something we could have tried. But I think we had just encountered enough design
the solution
flaws.
to a problem like that should not be, the player has to kill themselves.
Yeah, and we also both died for the first time because in multiplayer, if one player dies, you can get them up before they bleed out. Whereas in single player, if you die, you just respawn back at your camp, right, or your last save. What we both died for the first time, and what we realized is that you lose some things. Now, in most games, you lose currency or XP or, something that's pretty easily replaceable. But in this one, you lose two pretty super irritating things. You lose all your upgrades to the weapons that you've done. So your weapons are now vanilla. You still have the weapon, but all the upgrades they just disappear. They're just gone.
Yeah.
So all those resources that you devoted to it are just gone. And then the other thing is your map gets reset. So all of the exploring you did, gone.
Jesus.
Which makes no sense whatsoever. No sense whatsoever. I thought when it reset, I was like, oh, okay. Maybe it's because when you die, you get replaced by another person that was on the plane. But that's not the case. Yeah. You're the same dude. And even the second player is the same secondary character. I was like, okay. So it's not like State of Decay where someone dies and you just take over the mantle of a different character. You're the same dude. So there's just no excuse. So I think it's just bad game design. I don't know what else to attribute it to. And maybe it was their first game. I don't know. It was kind of like a viral hit, kind of like Valheim, where it was like, holy shit, this game came out of nowhere, but still sucks. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. So can't recommend it. I did play a little bit of the Sons of the Forest on PC just to kind of see if there was any significant improvements. It's fucking gorgeous, first of all. That game is beautiful. Beautiful on max settings. But the map is too big. It's like 4 times the size of the map of the forest, which is already
Yeah, and the
pretty
forest is a
large.
big map.
Yeah, it's a big map. So like most of it is just like greenery and nothing really of any substance.
Well, yeah, it's called the forest.
Yeah, but in a video game, you kind of want like stuff to encounter instead of just fields of trees, and just kind of gets a little tedious traveling. The build system is just as janky. Remember how I talked about there was no snap?
Yeah.
No snap in that one either. Very weird. It's like they didn't really learn a whole lot with the sequel. Very strange. So disappointing. And yeah, so we're moving on. We started playing No Man's Sky.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Don't really have any first impressions yet though. We spent like 2 hours playing it, something like that. So, but that's kind of what we're trying in the meantime to tide us over until I don't know. Either we might play Void Train next. I don't know if you heard of that, Void Train, or something else coming out. Can't remember what it is. Valheim in September, obviously. Gotta play the shit out of that, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Rest in peace, Forest. All right, the other game I have first impressions of is a game I've been waiting for a little while, and that's Deer and Boy. The game from... So I didn't know this, but this is from a really small team of like... It's estimated between 2 and 10 people. It's tiny. It's
What do you mean it's estimated between 2 and 10 people? You can't...
The only people that have been confirmed on it are like the 2 lead designers, but we know that there's other people behind the scenes, but it's not a big studio, so the estimate is 2 to 10. That's the best that they could get. So
the estimated range is 80%.
To 80%, indeed. So small team, and it's actually from a studio that I'm very familiar with, Lifeline Studios. Did you ever play the Lifeline games on mobile?
No.
Super, super cool games. They, the first one's really good. I kind of fell off after the first one, but the first one's just really cool. It's basically a game where it's a text message game, basically. Okay. You don't use your actual text messaging. The app, it's in the game. It's like an in-game thing.
Yeah.
But you just get this text message out of nowhere from someone, and it turns out this guy is what's the word I'm looking for? Not castaway. Stranded. He's stranded on the moon. And on the moon. Yeah, it's like in a different time frame. So like there's some like structures on the moon and stuff. But he's stranded on the moon, and he's asking for your help basically. And so you learn about him by texting back and forth. And it's like one of those real-time games. So you'll be texting him, and he'll ask you for like a suggestion about what to do next. You'll give him the suggestion, and then he'll be like, "All right, I'm gonna go do that. I'll text you later." And he will literally text you later. So it's not a game you can constantly play, which is perfect for mobile. I love that kind of stuff for mobile. So like a day later, he'll text you.
Different video, by the way. Now.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, man! Fuck you, YouTube. Just fuck you. Just add a fucking loop all option. Fuck. So annoying. Yeah, you'll get like a text message like hours later, and then you just continue the story. So it's kind of like a text novel, I guess, kind of a thing. But it's choose your own adventure because you're helping this guy. Pretty cool, and all their games are like that. But this is their first foray, I believe, into 3D or 2.5D, I guess. 3D, 2D. I don't know what you call this, because it's a side scroller, platformer, puzzle platformer, side scroller, just like Limbo and Inside and those kind of games. But you're not just going horizontally. You control it that way, but sometimes he'll like walk into the background or walk into the foreground as you're pressing left and right. Just depends on the scene. It's very, very, very. It feels right. Despite it looking weird, it feels right. And let me tell you, first impressions, highly recommend. Recommend. The opening is as good as any of the best Pixar movies. It gets you in the feels. Gets you in the feels. It's really, really excellent. I can't say that the animation is as good as Inside. Inside's just, I don't know how they did the animation in that game. But artistic wise and presentation wise, it is a beautiful, beautiful game. No dialogue, just like Inside and Limbo. I love games like this. Love it.
Makes localization easy.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just get it everywhere. Yeah, man. It's hard to talk about this game because it's a lot of. Why is it doing it again? You saw that, right? You saw that. You saw that bullshit, right? Loop.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Yeah, it's hard to talk about the game because it's extremely story based, so I don't want to give away any spoilers.
Right.
But essentially, the basic story is the boy runs away from home. It seems like somebody passed away in his life, and he's running away for some reason. I'm not sure why. And obviously, at some point, he meets this deer, this baby deer, and they travel together to wherever he's trying to get to. And it is so, like, the cutscenes are, it's all sort of in one shot, just like Inside and Limbo. There are some cuts when there's, like, extreme travel and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's just one long shot. Man, gets you right in the feels. It's so good at evoking emotion without dialogue and telling a story without dialogue, and so well presented. Just the way that the characters that you come across interact with each other. If you've played Inside, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that level of immersion where you feel like you're really watching these, you're participating in what these guys are participating in. You feel for the kid, you feel for the deer, and there is kind of a cliche moment with the deer that I won't go into, but it still gets you in the feels. And I'm really early into it. I'm less than an hour in, but so far, loving it. So
okay, that's good.
Props to Lifeline Games for crafting this, and I can't wait to get back to it. It's gonna be great. All right, that's it for what we're playing. Let's get into the Metacritic check-in.
Just dialing one in it right at the end there.
Just a little one. All right, starting with a. Now we're actually going to get to this one. Jesus, this one's getting cooked over the rails, and for good reason. This is Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. So this is the re-release of Dead or Alive 6, which came out, I believe, in 2018, 2019? Question mark.
Yeah, I don't really follow the Dead or Alive games, so.
Yeah, me either. Not sure why the critic score is as high as it is, but it's at a 68. Yeah, that's high. User score? 23.
Wow.
It's doing real bad. So I do not know. I looked into this, and I have no idea what they were thinking with this game. I have no idea. It is literally the same game, except none of your purchased DLC is transferred over. So you have to repurchase the DLC.
Uh-huh.
You would think it would be like a Game of the Year edition type of thing where everything's included.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Same game. Get it all back. They didn't update it in any way. So it didn't have crossplay. Still doesn't have crossplay. It doesn't have that what do they call that netcode? The fighting game netcode that everyone loves.
Rollback.
Yeah, it doesn't have that. So it still sucks to play online. And it has new DLC that you have to pay for in the form of costumes and other shit. So it's basically nothing. It's basically nothing. There's no reason for it to exist, basically.
Yeah.
Not even. I guess it has some very slight graphical upgrades, but nothing that. Cares. But no one cares. No one seems to give a shit. Baffling. baffling. I don't get it. I really don't understand what they were thinking with this release. I don't get it. Like I don't think I have anything more I can say about it. Like I'm trying to think of anything like any. Normally I try to look into the other side and try to find reasons that they may have released this, and I'm like I have no clue, no idea. Money grab, I guess. Complete money grab.
Yeah.
So there's that one. But on the other hand, there is a game that's doing really well. It's a game I kind of made fun of at the Nintendo Direct.
Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah, Rhythm Heaven Groove doing really well. 82 critically, 92 user score. So doing very well. Again, not my type of game, but it's doing well. So congratulations to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not really into the Rhythm Heaven games, so no. I wouldn't know what makes a good one or what makes a bad one, but it sounds like the people who are into it are enjoying it, so that's good.
Indeed. All right. We're moving right along. We're making good time here. This is going to be a shorter show, I think.
Well, until we get to the news.
Well, that's about what we're going to get into, but before we get into the topic of the week, which is a gangbuster.
Yeah.
Let me make sure that everyone sees this, right? This is playing. I'm clicking loop. It's on there, right? Okay. So before we get into the obvious topic of the week, we have something that I want to read from. It's letter time. It's letter time.
We're gonna put the letter time graphic up.
Nope, because it has to do with this specifically, and me. So everyone at Co-op Entertainment, except me, seems to have a moniker, a thing that makes them stand out. Besides me hosting, I guess. So everyone kind of knows you for your standing up for artists' rights, your hatred for
everyone
AI.
knows them like the 5 people who listen to the show, but yes.
Hey, we have like 60 people who listen to the show, right?
we really have.
Yeah, we're about yeah, we're doing well. Yeah, people know you for you're defending artists' rights, AI, poo-poo-pooing, your corporate.
Dude, I took 20 minutes before I got on for the show. I found there was somebody on BlueSky who's like, "Hey, I'm doing my thesis on people's abilities to detect AI images. Here's here's 20 images quiz kind of thing," and I got 18 out of 20.
Oh shit!
So that's cool. Yep.
Well, you should have sent me that so I could have tried that. I'd be very interested. I gotta try that. Yeah, so people know you for all that stuff. People know Colt 2K for his insane wrestling knowledge. If you've ever watched the trivia shows, good lord, that man is unstoppable. He's crazy smart when it comes to wrestling. You also know him for his mask. It's a whole other story. But I don't seem to have a moniker. Well, Skinny My Rink writes in. And yeah, I love that name. And he gives me a moniker. And I think it's appropriate. He writes in, quote, "Can't wait to hear what the devil's advocate, TJ Leo, defends Sony's decision to cancel physical games." I think that's appropriate. So you know what? All right. I'm gonna live this moniker, motherfucker.
Oh god!
Here I am.
Here we go. It's even got the fucking flames reflected in the glasses.
You gotta live it. You gotta live it. You gotta be in the bit. You know what? We're gonna go with this.
No, I respect it.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta just go with it. You gotta ride the wave. You gotta
always commit to the bit.
Gotta commit to exactly. Gotta commit to the bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do from now on when I have to do this. But for those that judge me for this, I like analyzing things from all perspectives, just to put it out there. But it is a good moniker. I kind of like it. So let's get into it because obviously this is a huge deal, and this is multifaceted, by the way, multifaceted. Lots of things to talk about here. So let's start with the actual articles here. So Sony has announced physical disc production ends January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. It's a shock announcement that follows Rockstar's decision not to sell a physical disc version of GTA 6, which is expected to dominate console game sales from this November onwards. This new policy will cover all games released on PlayStation consoles from all publishers after this cutoff date, which some analysts believe hints at when the PS6 will be released. More on that later.
That was, by the way, that was the sound of my upstairs neighbor dropping something.
Oh, jeez. All good. All good.
By the way, this is only one of the two testicles that Sony stepped on.
Oh yeah, this is a multifaceted
like
thing.
We have a double ball stepping, a full scrotum crusher from a company that's not Microsoft or Ubisoft for the first time in a while.
Yeah. Get your, it's a new bingo card. It's a new bingo card. So this is obviously a huge thing. The digital era, which many have feared was near, but maybe not this near, has officially arrived. Well, in 18
So
months.
I actually have something about that. So apparently, and this is from GameFile. Apparently that pre-2028 games will still be able to get discs made.
Yes.
So
production will stop as of January 2028 is the way that they worded it. And it also looks like they have confirmed that the manufacturing factory, the facility that they have within their ranks, because they use Blu-rays and it's Sony. They do their own shtick. They are not closing it. They are
they're re-equipping it for some other manufacturing.
Yeah, they're redistributing people to other things, and they specifically quoted micro lenses as being potentially one of them, but they're not firing anybody. It's okay in that frame, so that's good. So you're definitely correct on that one. So there's a lot to unpack here. So let's go through some of my. I did a whole stat tracking thing, a whole fact checking thing on here. So,
my biggest takeaway from this is actually better contextualized by the second piece of PS, specifically PS6 news, which was the pricing that they announced.
They announced pricing for PS6.
Did you not see that?
Are you sure? It's not listed on any of my news sources.
Hold on a second.
I would double check on that.
Okay. So it was a leaker that put it out. So okay. So it may not be confirmed.
May not be credible.
But
okay.
Just to contextualize that, a leaker has stated that the PlayStation 6 may cost around $1,000 US,
which is actually cheaper than I thought, if that ends up being true.
Yeah, but it also, if that ends up being accurate, and it definitely changes the the takeaway from the Steam machine.
Yeah, that's definitely true as well. Yeah, we'll have to see
where that lands. Right.
But yeah,
since that's leaker stuff, let's get on with the stuff, because that's confirmed.
Yeah, for sure. So I have a bunch of facts and notes and stuff here. Let's go through and discuss each one and kind of expand on it. So number one, the reason that they did this was because 80% of PlayStation's game sales are digital. Now, 80% was as of 2019, I believe. They haven't updated those numbers, but I assume if they're making this decision, that number continued to rise.
Okay. Now, here's a point to be made. Is that 80% of all sales, or just 80% of sales of games that have both digital and physical releases? Because there are plenty of games that are digital only.
They did not clarify. I assume both, but if 80% of their games are purchased digitally, I mean, so yeah. I guess I see what your framing is there. I see what you're framing is there.
It's slightly skewed because there's a lot of stuff that's just not sold physically.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that number would be 50-50 if everything was digital and physical, but I'm saying that if it is for everything, including stuff that's not physical, it is a skewed stat.
Yeah. With that being said, if we go by that stat, again, this is where the devil's advocate comes into play. Mm-hmm. The big thing that people are saying is this takes away choice from players, which I totally understand, and we'll get more into the depths of that when further in here, because I don't want to miss any part of this because it's so multifaceted. But if 80% of them are purchasing digitally, right? Let's just say 80% of gamers purchase digitally, just for the sake of argument, right? To me, and obviously to Sony, that's voting with your wallet, right? They don't care about physical game sales. They're buying digitally already. So for people that are only buying digital, they don't really have a reason to complain. They do. We'll get to that later. But from this perspective, they don't. And why bother making physical copies if less and less and less and less people are buying them? From a business standpoint, it makes total sense to me to be like what I really would like to see is statistics on how many physical copies of games just sit at GameStop and Best Buy and whatever, Amazon, like they just sit there because no one's buying physical, because there must be a pretty decent amount of games being made that just don't get purchased. And what do they do with them? I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, how many physical copies are they making?
That's true as well. We don't know that specific detail either, right? So there's that. This also almost certainly means that PlayStation 6 will be all digital, which I kind of assumed that was going to be the case, because
I think
PS5 Pro is all digital, so it was like, doesn't seem like something they would do. Put a disc drive.
No, I don't think anybody was under the illusion that there was going to be PlayStation 6 discs. But if this, if PS5 continues to be supported in 2028, and I can't imagine that it won't be, considering how long PS4 was supported.
Oh yeah.
That would mean that there are going to be PS5 games, and any PS5 game that comes out
after
post January 1st, 2028 is going to be digital only, regardless of what the developer or publisher wants. The option for physical just won't be there.
Now, we should clarify that you can still buy the games in the stores, but they will just have a code in them. It's just a code. So you get the case, inside is a code, just to clarify that. So I didn't do that before. This also pretty much, I don't want to say guarantees, but I think it pretty much suggests that PlayStation 6 is a fall 2028 release.
I don't know about that. It does definitely mean that 2028 is the earliest.
Yeah, 2027 is off the table, guaranteed now. There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody was thinking that it was actually going to come out in 2027.
Yeah,
following
not
the RAM.
now.
Yeah, following the RAM crisis, that just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would still be kind of surprised by 2028. I mean, maybe maybe November, because they always try to launch in November.
Yeah. Sometimes they release in spring, so maybe it's like a spring 2029 type of deal.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that I don't think they'd want to go to November 2029, so maybe November 28, early 29, but just with the way that with RAM is right now. Like even if they wanted to go as early as possible, like they couldn't. Like it's not a question of when they want to. It's a question of when they're able to, based on global supply, and that's not really up to them.
Right.
So it's hard to make that call, but it seems pretty clear cut that this is no earlier than 2028.
Right. Yep. Agreed. Next point. Why announce this now? And I think the answer is Grand Theft Auto 6. I think they knew that this was coming, and they went, oh, GTA is getting a lot of heat for this right now. Let's share it with them. And instead of just waiting till the last second, let's just get this out years early so that people don't, they're not freaking out about it 2 months before the date.
Yeah. Sort of rip the bandage off kind of thing.
Yeah, and this is not, as you said, this is not the only thing that they ripped the Band-Aid off on, because, at the same time that this announcement was made, as you noted last week, there was a licensing issue on the PlayStation Movie Store, and something like 500 movies have been
just gone.
Revoked from anyone who purchased them.
Yeah, it's not just you can't buy them anymore, but if you already bought them, you can still download them or you can still watch them. It's no, even if you bought them.
Yeah, the license has been revoked.
Yeah. So you can't watch them anymore.
Yeah.
So all you did was pay a higher long-term rental fee.
Exactly. Yep. And they also announced that the PlayStation 3 store and the Vita store are being shut down later this year as well.
So with regards to that, I'm kind of two minds about it. Obviously, I would love it if they stayed up forever. The PS3 store is like almost 20 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I'm kind of,
the amount of purchases that they're seeing on it right now must be like one a month, maybe.
The reality of the situation is, at this point, they are going to look at it from a cost-benefit analysis. Yep. Is the cost of keeping these servers online, with the bandwidth charges, the electricity charges, the maintenance cost, is that greater than the amount of money we're making in digital sales on the PS3? And I suspect that the answer is no. And I suspect that it's probably been no for a while.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, they tried to shut them down.
Yes, and that's the other thing, is I will give them credit, because they were going to shut it down, and then the backlash led them to keep it open longer.
Yeah.
And they did say, we're not going to keep it open forever. They're just saying, we're going to keep it open for a bit longer.
Yeah. Here's your chance if you forgot to buy
yeah,
Call of Duty on PS3. Get it.
I will give them credit for that. But for them to announce, oh yeah, it's all digital now.
Yeah, bad timing.
No more discs. And then at the same time say, oh, and by the way, the digital store for these two platforms, they're on their last legs. They're going.
Now
is really bad optics.
Yeah, really bad for sure. Now, one thing to note is that the store might be closing, but you can still download copies of games that you've already purchased. That is not going away.
Sure.
You can still do that.
Sure.
Which
is good.
Good, but still a problem, which we'll get into later, because there's a whole other big piece of this puzzle.
And also, like, the reality is, we don't know how long even that's going to be available for.
Correct. Yeah. Which,
like, is there any legally binding writing that says we will never ever close the re-download service for PS3? 'Cause unless there's that, they're making no promises.
Yeah, and we will dive into that in a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
The next point is Xbox is expected to do the same. It looks like their next generation console will be all digital as well. However, from a report from, I don't know if it was Bloomberg, it was somebody. I'm sorry, I don't have the source. Actually, I might have the source. Hold on. Windows Central is the source. That they are looking into a way to sell discs still, but with the ability to digitize it. So it's a disc to digital feature. So, quote, this would allow users to put a disc into their console and gain a digital license for the game. giving them the ability to play it without a disc. If the owner gives the disc to someone else, that entitlement then transfers to the new player. This essentially means you can't resell or loan your physical copy to a friend if you want to keep the digital version. The discs will still work as normal if you choose not to digitize it. Now, I don't know how they would enforce that.
My guess is that there's probably some kind of serialization on the discs that they can detect and say, has the disc with this serial number gone through the digitization process? And if yes, then blacklist it from working on a system that doesn't have the,
blacklist it from the original one, basically.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question to this: is why haven't they done this already? This is what I've been asking for ages. Like for the entire, half the PS4 generation, I was like, I would love to keep buying physical games, but it's a pain in the ass to put a disc in and swap discs every time I want to swap a game. Can't I just install it and then put the disc on my shelf?
I think that's just you being lazy.
It is definitely. It's a convenience thing for sure. But I usually have 5 to 7 games installed at a time, and I'm kind of swapping between them because I've got my co-op games that I play with my buddy. I've got an online game that I play with a different buddy. I've got my single player games that I'm swapping between, demos, so on and so forth. Right. So it's I wish I could just do this. I wish this was a thing. So I'm in huge favor of this. If it's something that they can actually do.
I think the reason that it's not been done before is probably because there's a tremendous amount of engineering that needs to go into making this work for what are honestly not a lot of use cases. Like you said, for people who are just too lazy to get up and change the disc, is it really worth putting that much R&D money into it? But if it's a thing to, have people go, oh well, the Xbox still has discs, and we can turn them into digital copies if we want. If it becomes a feature that the next PlayStation doesn't have, then I think it's something that they'll spend the money on.
Right, and I wonder how many people are like me who have gone digital but would really like this option, so they can have both. Have your cake and eat it too, right? You have you have this, but you you know what I mean. I wonder what the percentage of people is that would appreciate that option. Next point. Not is all the same on Nintendo's platform, because for Nintendo's Switch games and Switch 2, the 80-20 split is not 80-20. It's 50-50 still on Nintendo. Interesting. Did not know that. So 50% of people play digitally only, and 50% of people play with physical games.
And I mean that's a fairly accurate reflection for me, because I own a bunch of games digitally and I own a bunch of games physically. I'm not sure what the exact split is. Again, if we remove games that don't have physical releases, because obviously those wouldn't count in this case. Yeah. But for me, it's because the Switch. And the Switch 2 do not require you to fully install the game to the internal storage. It is going to install some stuff, and obviously any updates that get issued will be stored on the system. But if you've got a massive game, it makes more sense. I mean, it's not such an issue with the Switch 2 because it's got 256 gigabytes of internal storage, but the Switch 1 only had 32 gigabytes.
Yeah, weak.
So it would fill up fast, and so having games where it's maybe only 20% of the data needs to be installed versus 100% of it was that was a big deal. And so a lot of the big games that I bought, I would buy them physically. And then the smaller games, I was like, I'll just get it digitally so I can always have it there.
Right.
And even then, I still needed to buy micro SD cards to install games on, because even then, the 32 gigs just isn't enough.
Yeah, I had the same problem as well. Yeah,
but that was what I did for the Switch, and it's pretty much what I continue to do for the Switch too.
Yeah, I was the same way. I have a bunch of physical copies of Nintendo Switch games, but I also have a bunch of ones that are digital that I'm like, I don't want to have to switch the cart to play Mario Kart. So I have the digital version of Mario Kart.
There are some games that you just want to have on you all the time.
Right. Yeah.
like a lot of the 2-player games, like that Ninja Turtles arcade collection
Yeah,
that I've got.
yeah.
I have that digital. I mean, I don't think that's even available physically, but even if it was,
I think it
I
is
wouldn't buy
actually.
it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
okay. Well, but even if it was, I would get that digitally because it's like it's just a bunch of ROMs, so it's
Yeah,
not huge, and it's convenient to just always have that and not be like, oh, do I need to grab that game cartridge or whatever?
yeah, exactly. So there's that. Although,
Because the Switch and Switch 2 are, of course, portable, whereas the PlayStation and Xbox are not.
yes. Although there is a rumor that the PlayStation 6 will be like a Switch or a ROG Ally. It's apparently the rumor is that they've been working on a handheld version of the next console. So, well,
I'm sure that they've been working on handheld stuff, but I don't know if that's what will ultimately come out. But
I'm
if
very
if it
interested to find
did,
out. Yeah,
if it did, that would be like the only value add to it because at this point, if that price, if the rumored price is correct,
yep,
then what is even the point of getting a PlayStation now, right?
yep.
When you can just get a PC for not that much more, like say $50 more if you want a Steam machine, and just get a fully fledged computer.
Yep. Something else to note is that Switch 2 also now does a lot of game key cards for their physical games, so they're not entirely immune to,
No, and
you
we've
know,
given them shit for that for
yeah,
since they announced that because that I mean that's not really any different from well it's a little bit different from having a code because I believe you can still resell the key
yes,
cards.
yeah, you can, yeah.
So it's ever so slightly better for consumers, but it's not the same as having the game. Like if
No,
it when not if when the Switch 2 eShop goes offline, which it eventually will in 10 or 20 or however many years, but once it does, those game key cards are going to be
useless.
worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were we here? Now some people are saying, so there's a lot of people complaining about this, obviously.
Hmm.
But one thing and there's some other things we're gonna get to. So I know what's on both our minds, and we're gonna get there because that's
Yeah.
the big part of this. But one thing I want to point out is that a lot of people say that this is anti-consumer as far as PlayStation goes because if you it restricts digital downloads to one store, so there's no competition. It's a monopoly. It's a what do they call the? There's a word for it. I don't remember what it is. Where again, devil's advocate here. It's always been that way for PlayStation. They don't. There's always been one digital store on PlayStation, and they're still giving you the option of buying at retail. So if we're going all digital, but they're still offering
Yeah,
physical codes,
I
I
don't
don't.
agree with that framing of it because you could still go to like the first thing I saw you post about this on social was RP GameStop. And
Yeah,
apparently that's not quite the case because they are going to still
get
sell
physical.
codes there.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, so it restricting what store you get it from is not really accurate. I mean, you still are redeeming it from the PlayStation Store,
yeah.
but the money it's. I mean, at that the fact is, if you're using a PlayStation, yeah, Sony has a monopoly on what you buy because they
Right.
choose what does it. So it's not really any different in that regard. So yeah,
Yeah,
I don't agree with that assessment.
yeah, and the same can be said about Nintendo, and same can be
Yeah,
said about Xbox.
and any exclusive platform. Same is true of iOS,
Yeah,
because Apple doesn't let you install from external app
right.
stores or from just individual installers. Like it has to come through the iOS App Store, unless you jailbreak it. But obviously, that's true for any hardware.
Yeah, and to give them some credit, yeah, for as we just said, it is something that already exists and has existed for a long time and will continue to
Mhm.
exist. It's not necessarily a good thing, but it's not something that's changing with this
No,
all digital future. It's always been this way.
no, it's the same as it's always been in that regard.
Exactly. Uh,
And if you want to
Now,
blame somebody for that, blame Nintendo because Nintendo was the first company to really crack down on on people making games without their permission. Because like the thing about the Atari 2600 is like, as far as I know, you didn't need to have a contract with Atari. You could just make games for it. But Nintendo was very strict about saying, if you do not have a contract with us and you're not giving us a cut, we're not going to give you the seal of quality to show that this is a officially licensed.
They need to bring that back. Right now, it's the seal of quantity. If you look at the Nintendo
the thing about the seal of quality is that it was never about actual quality. It's that this is licensed by Nintendo. This is a game that Nintendo has said, yes, we are
Mm-hmm.
the rights to develop for the system to you. It was never about quality, which honestly, like, even you go back and play a lot of NES games, and
that's true.
Apparent. There's some trash on that system.
There's definitely
as much as
some
we
trash.
love it.
Yeah.
The Angry Nerd made an entire career out of it.
He did. What a man.
Mm-hmm.
Along that same lines about the multiple stores, like it would be nice if there was a digital ecosystem on PlayStation that there was multiple stores. It would encourage better pricing, but it's as we've said, it's always been this way, so it's not changing.
Yeah, it's a walled garden, and when you buy a PlayStation, you know that you're buying into a walled garden, as you do when you buy an Xbox or a Switch or whatever, because that's just always how it's been.
Now, here's my question, and I think I already know the answer to it, but people are like, these are the people that are like PC master race, Steam holds 75% of the market on digital sales on PC. So what's really the difference? Are you going to go?
What's the difference? So here's the difference. Number one, Steam does also, Valve does not make, well, I guess they make the Steam machine, but they are not the top down of everything. Like, when you get a PlayStation, the hardware is made by Sony, the store is operated by Sony, and 100% of what is available on that platform is by Sony. You say Steam has 75%, well, Sony has 100%.
Yeah.
There are, and Steam is not the only place to get games on Windows. It is the most popular place, and thus most people put their games there. But that is not Valve's doing by way of like choking out competition. That is Valve's doing by way of having a good service. And it didn't start out that way. Steam was garbage when it first launched. Like, I remember it being trash. And it took time for it to get good. So it's something that they've built up, and they've kind of, earned by having a pretty good storefront and being pretty fair to consumers. There are issues that I do have with Steam, but by and large, they've been pretty reasonable about stuff. But there are other storefronts. There's good old games.
Yeah, I was going to say the other 25% is Epic Games Store, GOG, Microsoft Store, and like a bunch of other smaller,
and that's the thing, is that on PC, anybody could do it. Because remember, Valve wasn't always this billion-dollar company. Mm-hmm. They were the guys who made Half-Life, And Half-Life made them a bunch of money, but then they said, what if we did something crazy and created this storefront and ecosystem? And I remember saying, do you really want to, like, when I first heard about Steam, back in 2002 or 2003 when they first announced it, I remember thinking, is this really what you guys want to do? Like,
everyone thought it was a bad idea.
You're already developing Half-Life 2, which is going to be a monumental effort. Do you really want to do this? And it turned out to be a good idea.
It did.
It took some time for it to pay off, but yeah. So it's not like they just swooped in and said, we will just buy our dominance. They got there by success. So that's why it's different. Now,
that's fair.
Do I think that Steam should have 75%? No, I would like there to be at least 50-50. I would like there to be at least one other storefront that is as big as Steam. But it's different in that case, because this is a result of the market deciding. People went with Steam, and that's what's become the biggest success, which is why it attracts the most developers. Developers and publishers can choose to put their games on other storefronts, and many of them do. Like I said, Epic, GOG, whatever EA's thing is called. It's just EA Play right now, right?
I think so.
It's not Origin anymore.
No, it's definitely not Origin. No.
Yeah. So, but Point is, there are other options. None of them
Yeah.
are as successful or as popular as Steam, but they are there. So
Fair.
it's not a monopoly of like, oh, we bought out all the competition or we, muscled everyone out. It's we were early on the digital distribution boat, and so we've been in the game not the longest. There have been other services before that, but they're the oldest one that's still around and
Yeah.
is built up, their ecosystem to be a lot of things, because it's not just a storefront. There's also forums, there's chat, there's voice chat. It's really easy to use the voice chat. It's good quality. There's video streaming. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do with Steam, because it's not just a storefront. It's a whole ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
It's taken time to get there, but I mean, that's how you get successful.
I don't know if this is a counterpoint, but when you said, the market chose Steam because the market spoke for whatever reason, the market spoke, and that's why it has such dominance over the market. I would say to those people that are doing this to PlayStation for doing this, even though it's been this way the whole time, is if people decide to purchase it anyway, it's the same thing. The market's speaking. The market's saying,
Sure.
yeah, we're going to support PlayStation, even though this is the decision that you guys made. So
Yeah, I mean, if
very similar.
people want to buy PlayStation 6s,
Mhm.
in spite of there being no discs and a potentially rumored $1,000 US price tag,
Right.
that's their decision to make.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see
It's
what
not
the market
it's not
says
the
on that.
decision I'm going to make.
No.
But if you've got the money and the inclination, then it's a decision that you can make for yourself. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, the two larger issues that are coming up that I agree with are, number one, we'll get to number two in a second, but number one is digital ownership not being a thing. So, as always, and as it's always been, when you buy something digitally, you are buying a license to be able to access it. You are not purchasing ownership over a copy.
Over the data. Yeah, exactly. You are purchasing the right to use it, which is technically true of a physical copy of a game as well, but they can't easily revoke that.
Right.
With digital, they can.
Yeah. And that needs to change.
There needs to be some kind of guarantee.
But, and this is where the devil's advocate comes out, is how do you accomplish that? Because there's two big factors that really kind of challenge this. And that's, number one, how there's no way to guarantee that. Let's just say we're going to use PlayStation as the example because they're the ones making this decision.
Sure.
Let's say PlayStation ceases to exist in 3 years. If you have digital ownership over 70 games from their platform,
and you can't possibly have them all on your PS6 at the same time.
You can't have them all on your PS6 at the same time. And they can't afford to keep their storage servers up, obviously, if they're out of business. How does that work?
Well,
right?
if you are, as a consumer, as I know that this is a theoretical question.
Yes, it's a theoretical question.
But I will also give an answer. If you, as a consumer, decide to buy a PlayStation 6, knowing that it's all digital, and knowing that if for some reason Sony, like PlayStation or the entirety of Sony, goes out of business, you're going to be left high and dry. That is a decision you have to make, knowing
that is a risk that you take by
that is a risk
purchasing
that you take.
And that is the same thing on Steam. If Steam suddenly goes bellies up,
exactly what I was going to say is that every time I buy a game on Steam, I am buying it under the assumption that Valve is going to be around and that Steam is going to be around for a long time, which is something that I've been able to do pretty confidently because Steam is over 20 years old. At first, that wasn't a guarantee. It's like, is this thing even going to be around in 5 years? Like, how do I know? I mean, if Steam has been around this long, it's probably going to be around longer. I would say that the most likely thing to put Steam in jeopardy is not Valve running out of money. it's Gabe Newell dying and somebody who is less
Yeah.
consumer friendly taking over the company.
Yeah, and they screw it over. Yeah. 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 So, that's a huge thing. So it's like digital ownership can't really exist. There's no real way of accomplishing that unless they
At least
give you
with the bounds of the rules that they establish for you. There's always piracy.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
in a broader sense, if you're willing to break the rules, people will archive these games. They will break the protection, and you will be able to find pirated copies.
But that's not digital ownership, right? That's piracy.
It's right, because it's outside the bounds of the rules of how this is supposed to work, right? And within that framework, I'm not sure that there is a solution.
Yeah, the only solution I can possibly think of is that PlayStation would have to provide you, the consumer, with the ability or a product where you can store your games, not on a cloud.
A giant game raid, basically.
Yeah, a fucking NAS server that's just all your games.
I don't know if you can do that with PS4 or PS5 or Xbox One or Xbox Series, but I know with the 360, you could install games to external storage, and the Switch you can install games to external storage.
No, I don't believe you can on PS4 or PS5.
Really?
I do know that option that you're thinking of, because I remember going in and going, oh, there's an install to option. I think Xbox Series might have it still. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I know that the 360 let you do it.
Yeah, I do recall that. Yeah.
And I don't know if there was a check-in for that, if it was like you have to check in every week or every 30 days or whatever.
And that's the issue too, right?
Yeah, if there is a check-in, then even then it's an issue, because Steam has a 30-day check-in. You can play games offline on Steam for 30 days since the last time you logged in. But after that, it says, hey, you haven't connected to Steam in 30 days. We need to,
right.
We need to see that this is legit.
And the reason that's exactly why they do it, right? So like, there's no way for them to do what I just said. Giving you the ability to download your games to a NAS server, because then they would be like, you'd just be able to share it with anybody and pirate it, send it online, whatever you want to do with it, right? So it has to be within an enclosed system that they have the ability to control.
Said, there is no such system that doesn't have like these kind of exploits. Like even the current one, people will figure out ways to.
Oh yeah. Again, I'm not piracy as a whole. This is why piracy exists. It's because these companies don't have. It's not an intelligent business decision to give up the rights to the product that you made, because piracy would go rampant. When they give up control, then that shit rolls like crazy. So, it's understandable from every standpoint, but there doesn't seem to be an obvious solution to digital ownership.
There's never going to be a perfect solution.
Right.
But that's the thing. And at a certain point, you just have to accept, because the only way, realistically, the only way to not have your game pirated is just not make a game. That's the reality of it. Like there's no other way to absolutely prevent 100% of piracy.
Yeah. Now the bigger issue,
but
go ahead.
Of course, if you give people a fair, convenient way to get stuff, overwhelmingly people will do it legitimately, as Gabe Newell said, and
absolutely,
as I've repeated many times. Piracy is a service problem.
Yes. Yeah, and a financial problem. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that pirate.
There
are
a lot of people out there. Yes, and there's absolutely contingency of people out there who will pirate just because they enjoy the act of pirating, because what they're after is not the game or the movie or whatever. It's the dopamine hit of haha, I got something for free. And you'll never reach those people, because again, these are not people who will buy something if it's impossible to pirate it. They'll just look for something else that they can pirate.
That's true. But the bigger and sort of final issue here is more so game preservation being the major issue. Now, this is also something that doesn't seem to have an obvious solution, because number one,
again, an obvious solution within the bounds of playing by the rules.
within
Because
the bounds
the
of
obvious
the rules.
solution is piracy.
Yeah, within the bounds of playing by the rules, exactly. Because even if they supported physical discs are not permanent. They get disc
Well,
rot.
I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, what we're then after there is that, like, there is entropy is a thing, and eventually all things will crumble to dust.
Yep.
You know, like even those discs that they've made, the ones for like archival that are supposed to last for like 200 years and longer if they're kept like
In
there's
perfect
this place
arid conditions, and
there's a place in England that's a former salt mine that they use for storing
so no
all
humidity.
sorts of stuff. Yeah, no, like Tom Scott did a video on it.
Yeah,
some
I love
number of
Tom
years
Scott.
ago.
He's great.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. He's back now.
Yes,
he's
he
back
is.
doing
I've been
videos
watching.
again.
Yeah, he's really good.
But yeah, he did a video on this place, and they store all sorts of stuff. They store documents, they store art, they store textiles, even.
Yep, I saw that
just
episode.
just each and anything that you might want to preserve, they store it in there.
Yeah.
But even under those conditions, molecular bonds break down. All things eventually, over a long enough time scale, return to dust. That's unavoidable. And again, as with piracy, the only way to guarantee that your art will never disintegrate into nothingness is to just not make it in the first place.
Yeah,
that's
But and here's the weird thing is that movies seem to be preserved. You can still watch. I don't know. It's a Wonderful Life, what like 100 years later. Like it's
not been that long, but I get your point.
Yeah. Like
Nosferatu would have been a better example.
Sure,
especially because Nosferatu was the target of a destruction campaign after the filmmakers lost a lawsuit from Bram Stoker's wife.
Oh shit.
Because so you don't know this?
No.
So Nosferatu is a completely unlicensed adaptation of Dracula. Total ripoff.
Wow.
And
it did very well, apparently.
Here's what happened is that Bram Stoker had died by this point, but his wife, as the executor of his estate, sued because these guys didn't get the rights to do a movie adaptation, and she won, and one of the conditions was that all copies of Nosferatu must be destroyed. Now, thankfully, that's not what happened. There were copies that survived, either by people squirreling them away or just not knowing that they were stored in this warehouse somewhere. So, thankfully, copies of that still exist, and we're able to appreciate this, rip-off, but also incredibly influential horror movie. Like, absolute legend of a movie.
Yep.
But, like, the reality is all things will eventually crumble.
But that was kind of the point that I was trying to make, was that, like, we can watch movies as far back as movies have been made, but we can't do that with games.
There's a lot of lost films.
Sure, but again, that is because there is no industry archival situation going on, which is
there are a lot of because the movie industry isn't one thing. It's a whole bunch of companies and a whole bunch of countries, and
sure,
no, there isn't really a unified thing. There are plenty of film archives, though. Library of Congress selects films every year to be preserved, because they are culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. That's the terminology they use. So if it's a movie that was a big hit that went on to influence pop culture, if it was a major part of motion picture history, or if it was just something really unique and interesting, it can be it qualifies for preservation.
Gotta get Doom in there. the movie.
Yeah,
that was a joke.
Yeah. I actually don't hate that movie.
It's pretty bad.
It's not good.
No, it's pretty bad.
It's not a good movie. No. I appreciate the effort.
The Rock doesn't even like it.
Well, I mean, if I was The Rock, I wouldn't like most of the movies that I've made.
Oh!
Look, man.
Come on, he was in The Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say when your filmography includes such classics as The Scorpion King and The Tooth Fairy, then
that's fair.
yeah.
That's
But
fair.
he does get a big fat paycheck, so I bet it doesn't sting too bad.
The biggest in Hollywood.
Yeah, he's one of the highest paid actors in the world.
Yep. Crazy.
But yeah, there are places that do film preservation. There are a number of filmmakers. Martin Scorsese is a huge advocate of film preservation.
I wonder if the ESA should get involved here, and like maybe there's a fee that all publishers should pay to fund a game archive of some kind.
Well, there is, of course, the Stop Killing Games initiative, and such an archive has, I believe, been one of the proposals to address that. GOG has its preservation program. Archive.org, the Internet Archive, has tons and tons of games preserved. There's, of course, emulation. Whatever gray area of the law that exists in, depending on the game. There is a distributed effort. There is no singular archival effort, but honestly, a distributed effort is kind of the way to go, because you don't want a single archive, because if that single archive is destroyed, and it's all gone. That's why you want distributed archival efforts. But
the thing that sucks about that, though, is that all games are not in one place. So you got to go to GOG, then you got to go to Steam, then you got to search all these different places to be like, where's that one game? It's annoying.
Well, that is a thing for competition, because if there was only one place, then it would be a monopoly.
But I meant every game. I guess that gets into the question of exclusivity. But I feel like it's just annoying to have to go to different places to get different games.
It would be nice if, and there might be a website out there that's because there is a website that tells you where to find what movies and shows on which streaming service, which is honestly godsend, because it's there's a lot of shows where it's I don't even know what this is on.
Yeah.
If it's not obviously I know that any Marvel stuff is going to be on Disney Plus. Right. But what about something that what about something from a company that doesn't have their own streaming service? Who the fuck is that? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna change depending on what country you're in.
And now you know that all anime is on Crunchyroll.
Well, yeah.
Yeesh.
Because it's a fucking monopoly.
PlayStation likes that stuff. They like that stuff.
Yeah. The other issue is beyond preservation. If not to preclude anything else you might want to say on the issue, but there's also resale. We can talk about that if you've got any other preservation points you might want to make.
Yeah, I was just kind of going to say the fact that PlayStation and Nintendo actually don't have a fully backwards compatible library at this point is absurd to me. Why? You made all this shit, made or published all this shit. It's available on your platform, but yet I can't play it.
It's insane that the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 equivalent of the Virtual Console don't just have every Nintendo game.
Yeah, this treading of a new release once a month. It's just give us the fucking library. What are you doing? It's just
for third-party games, there's licensing issues that they have to work around. That's understandable.
Sure.
But the fact that you have to wait for Super Mario Brothers to be added. When the Wii U came out, it wasn't just... Well, I mean, technically you could get all the Wii Virtual Console stuff, but it was through the Wii backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So you had to go into Wii mode, so it only ran at 480p. And
that's what I'm saying. When Xbox is the best at backwards compatibility, you got a fucking problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not even perfect either, because as I've said on this show many times, there's gems that are not backwards compatible, like Brute Force and Mech Assault, and the list goes on. And it's just why? What is the reason?
So, part of that is licensing, and part of it is that for something like, say, how about playing original Xbox games on the 360? That's not something that it can natively do, because it's a completely different processor architecture. So they needed to have a software emulation solution. Right. So that's why there's it's not just digital. You can put in disc-based original Xbox games, and if they're supported by the backwards compatibility emulation, they'll work. So you don't have to rebuy them, but it's not for everything because they have to tune the emulator to that game. So it's work. I get it.
But yet people have made emulators for almost every system that seem to work very well. But yet these companies can't figure out a way to. I don't know, man. I suspect. I don't know for a fact. I suspect that there is some profit incentive that holds them back from just doing that, because it's like, what if we might want to resell these games, or what if our publishing partners wants to put out an emulated collection that, and then we're cutting into that potential. Here's an idea: just have your games always available to buy, and then you won't have to do collections. Yeah. You'll make more money because you'll be able to buy them, a la carte. It's like, what are you guys doing? Stop. Yeah. Make all your games available everywhere. It's annoying as fuck. I hate it.
Yep.
PS3 is the only one I understand because the fucking cell architecture is such a pain in the ass.
The cell architecture is nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
That's why there's so many released remasters of PS3 games, is because they had to just rebuild them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
even PS3 emulation exists and works relatively well, depending on the game. But
depending on the game,
my experience with it has been relatively successful. So
yeah, I just and now and that's kind of my biggest problem is, like, now that you're saying, you being PlayStation, that we're going into an all digital future, you better fucking have a plan to go. Full backwards compatible, everything is available. Because if I get a PlayStation 6 and it doesn't play PS5 or PS4 games, you're fucked. Like, that would be unreal if they did that. Yeah. Just unreal. Yeah. But even then, it's like, you guys got to figure out how to go back. You got to have PS1, PS2, PS3 on there. You got to do it. Like, find a way for me to be able to put. I don't even know how you find a way. There has to be some way of digitizing my physical collection. You know what I'm saying? Someone's got to find a way, because I don't want to have to rebuy everything. I've already bought a license to play these games because I fucking have them. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's my biggest issue with it. Even if it's just
like some kind of registration thing. Like, again, if the disc has a unique identifier that they can read, okay, this person has basically registered this game. We will now distribute a digital copy code to this person's PSN account.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, obviously they'd have to make some sort of like center of people.
But then how do you do that? Because there's no disk drive to put the disc in on the PlayStation 6.
Well,
so
maybe it's an online service. You go on a PlayStation restoration.com and you communicate you submit your serial number that you have on a disc that you have.
The thing is, I assume the serial number is like digitized. It's like it's a part of the disc's data, not something that's written on the disc. I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a PS5 disc before. I don't know if there's a unique identifier visible on it or not. But
that's a good point. But like, there's got to be a way. It's asking us to rebuy games just sucks.
Yes, there's got to be a way. And
emulation.
Rebuying games sucks.
Yeah.
But that's not what makes them the most money. The most money is
reselling it over again. Yeah. Annoying as fuck. My last point is the only reason that, pricing aside, because I didn't know that was the rumored price, although I kind of suspected that it would be at least $1,000.
Yeah, and I don't think, once again, I don't think it's that much of a surprise to anyone.
No, but everyone was talking about how this monopolizes their store and blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's been like that the whole like for 3 generations. It's fine, but airing on their claim that is a problem. The only outcome here, as far as this decision of digitizing digital only future, that would prevent me from leaving the PlayStation ecosystem, besides pricing, which again I'll have to kind of just judge that when I get to it. Besides pricing of the console, is if they change, if once they go digital only, that they switch to the Nintendo model of pricing, where they don't discount their first party games. If we get to a point where I have to pay $79.99 US for God of War,
speak on that. Apparently, they don't intend to drop the prices for digital games going forward.
Like permanently, like no discounts.
Well,
like
I mean,
sale prices.
Sales, yes, that will continue to be a thing, but like
that's what I'm talking about specifically.
If you're paying $80 US for a physical game,
it's still $80. Yeah,
$80 digitally.
And you know what? I anyone who thought that was going to be a thing where you're going to all of a sudden digital games are going to be cheaper.
Yeah, but whatever. Like, that's the thing is that the argument that they put out is that it costs less because now we don't have to manufacture and distribute discs, and those savings can be passed on. Yeah. Are they going to be? No. So it's like then just be honest with your reasoning.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's because we don't want there to be a secondhand market to cut into our profits.
Well, not only that, but games are more expensive to make, and they're already they've already held back significantly on price increases over the years. So it's like
the thing is the cost of making a disc is actually not that high.
No, it's not.
Discs are incredibly cheap to make.
Yeah. Yeah,
distribution.
I would bet you that the case and the artwork for the box probably costs a little bit more than the disc itself. I would imagine.
I mean, materials wise, probably not because it's all pretty similar materials. It's mostly just plastic.
I guess the only situation where it's more expensive is the game cartridges on Switch. Those got to be pretty expensive still.
Even then, even then the materials, like compared to like what cartridges were sized like on the Super Nintendo,
they're just fucking brick.
It's now significantly less material. That ultimately doesn't make a huge difference because it's just ABS plastic. It's incredibly cheap, but the fact that the cartridges are smaller, although pricing of silicon does mean that it is more expensive to make a Switch game cartridge than it does to. Yeah. Because, I mean, making a memory chip is just an inherently more expensive thing than wedging some aluminum between two pieces of polycarbonate.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's specifically what I mean is if PlayStation suddenly does the Nintendo route of like 7 years after Mario Kart World comes out, it's still $80 US.
Yeah,
that would piss me the fuck off. That would piss me off. I'd be like, now we have a problem.
They're smart. They won't do that, but I'm not sure how smart they are.
That's the question, right? Are they? I've always said there's two versions of PlayStation, and you can see that from generation to generation. There's cocky PlayStation that they make stupid decisions because they think they're invulnerable, and then there's consumer friendly PlayStation, which is
realistic PlayStation, where it's like, oh no, we need to not suck.
Yeah. So like PS1, PS2, consumer friendly PlayStation. PS3, exact opposite, overconfident bullshit PlayStation.
Let's make a whole bunch of stupid decisions and then correct for that.
$5.99 US, $5.99.
It's crazy that's now like a price,
a cheap price. Yeah, it's fucking brutal. Yeah, and then PS4 Yeah, but then and then you get to PS4 and they swung back, and then PS5 they're kind of they're wavering. So we'll see what version of PlayStation we get for PS6. That would be the only thing that would make me go, I don't know. You're it sucks because my digital library is mostly on PlayStation. I have just over 1,000 games on PlayStation ecosystem. So for me to leave that,
I don't even have that many games, period.
Well, there was a lot of years there. Well, that includes the free games that I've been getting from PS Plus over the years. Which, the PS Plus base feature gave you 3 games a month for free every month. Plus, there was a point before that at which there was 3 additional games for free every month, I think, because they were still giving like PS3 games for free when PS4 was out, so they were giving you like free PS4 and PS3 games. But then eventually they cut the PS3 out, so then then it moved back to 3. So yeah, it includes all of those, and then all the games that I've purchased over time. So for me to leave that ecosystem, they'd have to really fuck up. Will they do that? Time will tell. Time will tell. But that's what would fucking piss me off, because that's why I don't have a Switch 2 right now, is because I'm not paying $80 US for Mario Kart. No.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I'm not doing that. It's ridiculous. $80 for Mario Kart, and and in Canadian dollars, that's like 111 after taxes or something crazy like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, like $111. Like, that's why I'm not buying GTA. I'm not paying $111 for GTA, and that's for the base version. That's not for the Ultimate Edition. So, by the way, about GTA 6, someone had pointed out to me that maybe I was looking at that situation all wrong. That maybe it's not you're paying $20 extra for the Ultimate Edition. Maybe you're paying $20 less for a lesser edition.
No.
And I was like, I mean, hold on. Devil's advocate here, because I always like to put devil's advocate. If let's say the Ultimate Edition is the base game, quote unquote, the base game, right? If you're gonna give me $20 off the price to get it cheaper by removing some unimportant shops and cosmetics, I would do that. But you priced it at $100.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't agree with that.
$80 is the discounted version. It's not the discounted version.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was $60 for the base version and $80 for the Ultimate Edition, I would consider it for sure. But no, it's fucking ridiculous. So yeah, between the possibility that prices are going to be like Nintendo and the possibility that the console is going to be 1,300 Canadian, I have a big decision to make next generation, my friends. Will I be going PC? I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to do now.
And the thing is, there is nothing to stop them from pricing it like Nintendo, because
there's nothing.
There's no resales, no secondhand market.
Yeah, there's actually no reason now that they don't do it, quite frankly, because Nintendo's already doing it, and you can resell their games.
Yeah, so, but they will literally have no, like, there will be no other way. You will either pay full price
or you won't
get nothing. Yeah,
and
like. If the system does end up costing $1,000, and then people are going to be paying like $80 for games on top of that, like, Jesus Christ! Like, the only way a lot of people will be able to afford games is secondhand copies.
And I just realized what that means for me. All those copies that I get from the library.
Yep.
Not going to be a thing after 2028.
Not going to be a thing.
Ooh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh boy.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just going to miss out on GTA 6.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to miss out on every game.
Yeah.
Unless I pay for it.
Yeah, unless you pay full price for it, that may or may not ever change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you imagine if they did this during the era when, like, game rentals were a thing? Like, beyond getting them from the library?
By the way, you mentioned you don't think GameStop's in trouble. I think they're still fucking in trouble. Because I think...
Oh, I mean, GameStop's in trouble, but they're in trouble for a variety of reasons.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I just think this is going to be much more violent of a shift than maybe you might be thinking it will be. Because I think once people realize that it's just a code in the box... Physical sales are going to drop like a rock. Like,
because then why go to the store?
Yeah, why the fuck am I doing that?
They're not leaving them completely high and dry. They're just leaving them mostly high and dry.
Yeah, they're leaving them high.
Like 95% of the way there.
Yeah. I think they're fucked. I think this is the easiest way for them to still have a physical edition, but then eventually nobody, like, it drops from 20% to like 2%.
Yeah.
So then they're like, okay, well, we're just not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
That might take like a year. A year into
I'd be
PS.
surprised if it even took that long.
Yeah, 2029. They're like, okay, well, we hear you loud and clear, people. You don't really give a shit about buying a box.
As somebody who worked in a video store when Netflix came to Canada, it's not even going to take a year.
There you go. Although I will say it would be nice to be able to gift somebody a game that way. You know?
Yeah, and that's about the only way you'll be able to do it.
Yeah. If they take that away, the only way to give them a game would be to give them a PSN gift card at that point for PlayStation owners.
Can you even purchase games for people as gifts on?
Well,
PSN?
you can, but I mean, like your parents won't be able to do that.
Okay.
You know?
Because you can do that on Steam, but again, you need to have a Steam account.
You need to have a Steam account, exactly. Yeah,
right.
Grandma buying a video game for their son, they're not going to be able to do the gift option, right? Yeah. So crazy news. It made me sad, honestly. When I first read it, I was like, "It's the end of an era." It really is the end of an era. Like, now, some people are saying maybe PlayStation will backpedal on this. No chance.
No, absolutely not.
No.
All companies have wanted this for years. Like as soon as the internet infrastructure was in place, and as soon as storage costs came to because like there was a time when you couldn't do this. Like you couldn't do this during the dial-up era. Digital distribution, absolutely not. No. You could to a certain degree because games were a lot smaller, but it would take you all day to download a game.
Yeah, days.
And God help you if somebody picked up the fucking phone while you were connected.
Yeah. Or the power went out.
Yeah. It like
there was no resume downloading option back then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was software you could get that would do it, but it wasn't just like a thing. No, right? No. Like you needed specialty
FileZilla
software to do
I remember using at one point.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. But also like hard drives used to cost a lot for a paltry amount of storage. There was a time when hard drives cost more than computers. Like you would buy a computer for like back in the 80s, you'd pay $700 for a computer, which it was a lot of money back then. $700 in the 80s
adjusted for inflation.
More. Yeah. Adjusted for inflation is way more. But hard drives would cost like $1,500 for like a 20 megabyte hard drive. Right? Nowadays, you can get a 1 terabyte hard drive for like $300, which didn't used to cost that much, but the cost of hard drives is going up as well.
Yeah, thanks AI.
So there was a time when you could get them for $200, like 2 years ago. You get 1 terabyte for $200. Now it's like $300 or more, depending on what kind of hard drive you get and where you get it from. But once the price and like price to ratio of storage became, something that was viable for these large games, and the internet infrastructure managed it, they've wanted to go all digital because it just means that they don't have to spend anything on distribution, aside from bandwidth, of course, and they don't have to pay for manufacturing.
So, well, the reason that they're wondering if they'll backpedal is because of Xbox tried to do this with the Xbox One and they backpedaled, and it's like, well, that's because they were on the back burner with trying to compete, so they were like dead even with PlayStation, and then PlayStation came out and we're like, we're not fucking doing that. So Xbox had to backpedal, otherwise they were just shooting themselves in the foot, which they did anyway by saying it in the first place. But
with Xbox being, honestly, I think that's probably a big factor. Well, I don't know how big of a factor, but it is definitely a factor. The fact that Microsoft has been sitting on their own balls repeatedly, week after week after week for. I can't even remember how long now. It just feels like it's always been
stepping on rakes is how we used to say it. Yeah, stepping on rakes constantly.
That's probably factored into why they're saying, yeah, we can get away with this now. Because what are they going to do? Go buy an Xbox?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do now. So
nope, not looking likely.
But I think this might have maybe been a bridge too far, especially if that $1,000 price tag turns out to be accurate. Because it's not even a question of like, will people buy it? It's a question of, will people be able to buy it? And yeah, there will be like rich people who do, and some crazy PlayStation diehards who like sells their car or refinances their home or something. Yeah, YouTubers, they'll get product for free.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like, that's not a sustainable like business model. You don't need
You need
hundreds or thousands of people. You need millions of people to buy
you
them.
need the casuals. You got to get the
Yeah.
mainstream. You know. Yeah, the PS6 is going to be a huge. It might be. I don't want to say it's going to flop, but it's not going to do well. Like, look at how many people waited on the
I am
PS4.
confident in saying that it's going to be the worst selling PlayStation. Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
hell, even if the rumored price point isn't confirmed and it comes out just being like $700 or $800 or whatever, people have less money now. Everything is more expensive.
Yeah. Come on, governments.
And it's
chop
yeah,
chop.
like
Fix shit. Let's go.
yeah, it's just not viable. Like it's a business model that is in free fall, even if the prices stay more or less the same.
Yeah. Yeah, super super scary for the industry. Super scary as somebody who has been a gamer for my entire life, and has played over 1,000 games, just on the last 2 generations. So, yeah, man, that's 2028. The countdown has begun. 18 months until the all digital era begins. At least for PlayStation. Doesn't seem like Nintendo will be joining that party, but they're dipping their toe. They're dipping their toe with those game key cards, man.
At some point, because like I said, they all want to. What they all want to do, what they've always wanted to do, and this is for every game company, not just Sony or Nintendo or Microsoft. This is for everybody. They want to go back to the age of arcades, where you're putting in money every time you want to play. Because that was like, they pay us every time? Sweet. You just keep raking it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's scary, man. I don't know. It's gonna be. We've been saying for like over a year now, maybe the entire time that Press Pause has been on the air, that these next few years are going to be influential, pivotal years for how the gaming industry is going to shape out over the next 10 years, because there's so much change right now. There's everything's changing. Everything is dramatically changing. Scary. All right, well, I'm going to put these away. What do you think? Did I live up to the devil's advocate? I don't think I did. I think I was well, I mean, I did, but
I think you were less devilish in your advocation than you've been in the past.
More fair? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. There's more Xbox news. Okay, the loop is there. Everyone sees it, right? All right. There's more news from Xbox, and it's interesting. I haven't received an update on it yet, but I will report on it. I will report on it anyway. Unionized Xbox employees are pushing back against the company's looming layoffs and have outlined various demands. By the way, we still have not had any official announcements regarding the layoffs, which were supposedly supposed to be done by the 6th of July. Today is the 3rd. So, supposedly, very imminently, by the end of the weekend, we might know the fate of a lot of Xbox studios. But earlier this week, the Communications Workers of America held a press conference in which various unionized Xbox employees spoke out against Microsoft. The conference was held ahead of reported layoffs at Xbox, which Bloomberg said would be a bloodbath. It's also a painful reminder of last year's layoffs at Microsoft, where 9,000 people lost their jobs across the entire company, not just Xbox, and resulted in multiple projects being canceled, including the long-awaited reboot of Perfect Dark. The Initiative, the studio behind Perfect Dark, was also shuttered without having ever released a game. The upcoming layoffs reportedly puts more studios such as Double Fine, Ninja Theory, Compulsion, and what was the other one? Undead Labs was also confirmed as potentially being one to be shut down. New Xbox boss Asha Sharma celebrated the win on her socials months before the studio's purported demise. They're referring to Compulsion Games winning a Peabody Award earlier in the year. She said at the time, a well-deserved recognition for storytelling that truly matters. These developers are reportedly negotiating with Microsoft to find new owners or to go independent, but it remains to be seen what exactly will happen. Microsoft hasn't explicitly confirmed layoffs or studio closures to the public, but Sharma did state in a memo that the company will be performing a reset in order to better situate the company for the future. As a result, Xbox developers are fearful of their future. During the press conference, speakers stated that they were growing frustrated as Microsoft hadn't given all of the union reps time to bargain, with one CWA member stating that Microsoft had sat on a proposal for 4 months. One member did give credit to Microsoft after the World of Warcraft bargaining team at Blizzard saw real gains this past weekend. The speakers also outlined what they want from Microsoft, including advance notice of layoffs, 2 years recall rights, which is the ability to be rehired if their position is reopened after layoffs, adequate severance, voluntary severance to avoid involuntary layoffs, and for Microsoft to transfer impacted staff to other studios or roles within the larger company. They're also hoping to cement protections for all workers, not just those who are unionized. A Microsoft spokesperson spoke with IGN that is working with the CWA to find an appropriate agreement. Quote, we respect the right of our team. I'm not going to read this corporate nonsense.
Thank you.
During the press conferences, speakers said they felt expendable and dispensable. Quote, we refuse to be left in the dark as the company decides to restructure in a way that seriously affects us all, said ZeniMax Online Studios senior encounter designer Morgan Goin. Quote, we're being treated as expendable, valued 1 week and cut the next. Why would a game developer bother to put forward their best work under these conditions? Hard work and great games do not save you from layoffs under Microsoft. That's why we're coming together across Xbox to make our voices heard and demand real accountability. She also claimed that Microsoft's own actions have created problems others are now paying for. Last week, Xbox announced another price hike on consoles, which was sparked by a component crisis. However, heavy investment into AI has led to massive price increases on RAM, which in turn has caused issues with producing affordable consoles. And Microsoft is a significant player in the AI space. Quote, even as the company calls us Let me try it again. Quote, even as the company calls us too costly to keep, it's raising console prices on players again, citing a RAM shortage that Microsoft itself has exacerbated. Layoff rumors are swirling, players are paying more, and executives are calling it a reset. Diablo senior environmentalist, nope, not environmentalist, environment artist.
There you go.
Maureen Fatima.
Most of those words are in there in some order or another.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Echoed this sentiment, pointing out that Microsoft's investment in AI proves that the tech giant has plenty of money to go around. Quote, leadership points to revenue and margins to justify cutting us, and then last week raises console prices on players for the third time since 2025. They're not short on money. Look at the billions they're using to invest in AI. They're just choosing not to protect us. Mm-hmm. Blizzard senior editor Allison Veneto stated that the lack of protections and looming layoffs make it harder for people to do their jobs, creating issues for those trying to make great games. Quote, my coworkers just want to focus on making amazing games for players. They do not want to spend every day worrying about whether another round of layoffs is coming. It drains away the energy we should be using to be creative. We want layoffs to be treated not as a quick fix to a quarterly balance sheet, but only as an absolute last resort. But if they're truly unavoidable, we are asking Microsoft for common sense protections around layoffs and a real effort to lessen the burden on affected employees, not only for the workers at the bargaining table, but for everyone that will be affected by Xbox layoffs. Our game developers deserve that. Quote, this was added by Fatima. Workers and we, the developers, demand that you respect our labor and our games. Together, we've built a huge community and touched the lives of millions of gamers everywhere. Don't disrespect the developers. Don't disrespect the gamers.
Yeah.
Well said by all of them.
Yeah, and there was also there was a report that has now been conflicted that Obsidian was in negotiations about this stuff. So It's like
that's crazy.
the information is swirling so fast. Stuff has to get corrected like the day that it goes out, which good that it did, but it just goes to show, like, nobody knows what's going on.
No, it's
You know,
chaos. It's clearly
nobody.
chaos over there.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I would believe that Obsidian may have requested independence. I can see that. I can't see Xbox wanting to shut them down, though. That doesn't make much sense to me.
No, I can't see them wanting to shut lots of those companies down that they spent so much money on, but they keep doing it. So, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's just like, well, she Asher Shermer went on to say last week, I think it was, that they want to. Oh, in that memo, I think it was that they want to refocus efforts on their big brands to help with the reset. So then they specifically quoted Halo, Elder Scrolls, and Fallout. And it's like, okay, well, you have Bethesda Game Studios, so they can work on one of those. You have Obsidian, they can work on one of those, and you have Halo Studios. They're obviously working on one of those. So why Obsidian would be a part of the group that they would want to cut is kind of crazy to me. I don't understand. Like, you could just assign Obsidian to be the Fallout team, and assign Bethesda to be the Elder Scrolls team. Done.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not somebody who likes to take a studio and make them do one series. You know, I've talked about Santa Monica Studios at Sony,
right,
doing God of War their entire existence. It's like, let them do something new. But at the same time, from a business standpoint, I also completely understand why they would do that, because they're bona fide hits every single time, and they're making money every single time. So I understand that, and that's kind of my point with Obsidian. It's like, you have a team that can make Fallout or Elder Scrolls. Why would you get rid of them? It makes no sense whatsoever. And obviously, you spent a shitload of money, so that's another reason not to get rid of them. But yeah, man, crazy. Don't know what's happening at Xbox, but I have a feeling that we will know by the next Press Pause episode, by the sounds of it. Like they said the 6th. So that's what, Monday? Yeah, Monday. So it could be a really bad Monday.
By the time this episode goes up, it will be out of date.
Well, this is going to go up probably tonight.
Early.
Well, yeah, either today or tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to put it up early. Okay, let's move on. I looped it. Everyone saw it. Subnautica 2! The entire staff of Subnautica 2 developer Unknown Worlds will get their bonuses after parent company Krafton reached a settlement with the studio leadership. In a new report,
apparently they're getting more as well.
Yeah, in a report from Bloomberg, they reported that as part of the settlement, and this is the weird one, this is the weird part of the settlement, Unknown Worlds CEO Ted Gill has stepped down, leaving the company to look for a new boss, who was just reinstated per the order of the courts.
Yeah, I thought that was very weird.
So I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, maybe he wasn't as innocent as we think he was after that whole.
Or maybe he was just tired of dealing with Krafton after all this shit.
Could be.
And wanted to leave on his own terms.
It does strike me as weird that he would leave his team, though, especially without like a successor, like an obvious successor, because it says they don't know who the next like who's taking over for him. So it's like,
yeah,
it's a little, I don't know. I feel like there's something sketchy there where whatever was the part
I don't know.
Well, I just, this whole situation is weird, you know, like, I still stick to my guns that there was some truth to what Krafton was saying.
I don't know, man.
There's something weird. Like, you don't go to court, make all this shit happen, get reinstated as part of the judge's order, and then be like, all right, no, I don't need it after all. Like,
I assume he's getting some money.
Well, I guess it's possible that they paid him off. Be like, look, we have to give you your bonuses. We're going to do that. You have your job back. We have to do that. Here's $500,000 to get the fuck away from me.
Possible.
Maybe they did that. That's possible.
Or maybe he just didn't want to deal with the stress of working with Krafton anymore. Or
it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Well, it was part of the settlement. So he did come to an agreement with them. So I thought maybe he was just paid off to go away.
Yeah.
In a statement provided to IGN, Krafton confirmed the settlement, insisting its focus was now on the future of Subnautica 2, which Unknown Worlds will continue to develop. Quote, Krafton Inc., Unknown Worlds Entertainment, and Ted Gill, Charlie Cleveland, and Max McGuire have reached a mutual settlement and agreed to dismiss all pending legal proceedings. Unknown Worlds and Krafton are focused on supporting Subnautica 2, its early access journey to the full 1.0 release, and the global community that's made the franchise so special. Unknown Worlds will continue leading development, with Krafton providing support for the success of the game. The Underwater Adventure has sold a mammoth 4 million copies already since its early access launch on May 14th, achieving a 467,000 peak concurrent player count on Steam, which is crazy. It's a massive, massive success, and the game's not even done yet. Let's see. Was there any details here? Blah, 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 blah. We know that. Nope, that's it. That's all the new details that Bloomberg provided. So it's done. The saga is over. Ted is gone. The studio remains, and they're working hard on what should be an amazing game. So congratulations to everybody there. But I do wonder what that settlement was, though. I do wonder. All right, just a few more tidbits. We last week stated that another game had joined, a second game had joined the list of games that moved out of the late September meat grinder of game releases. What was it? It was it got delayed till next year. Lords of the Fallen 2 was delayed last week, and then there was a previous game the week before that. Well, Onimusha has now joined that list, except they went in the opposite direction. Capcom's so fucking confident, they're like, all right, fuck it, we'll go earlier. so instead of September 25th, September 4th.
Dude, if this game comes out and is great and is a huge hit, they'll have had 3 bangers in a year.
Capcom's on fire, man. I don't know what's going on over there. I really don't know what happened with them. They woke up one day and were like, we're just going to make amazing shit. All right, let's go.
We're just going to kill it.
I don't know, man. These guys need to go over to Ubisoft and be like, all right, we need to teach you guys a few things.
Or, alternatively, they need to stay as far away from Ubisoft as possible so they don't catch whatever's infected that company.
Yep. Absolutely. So, again, congratulations to Capcom. Only 2 more here. Persona. A live-action Persona television show is now in development at Netflix.
Why?
They love to do their live-action animes over there for some reason.
Why?
I don't know.
Look, the One Piece is an aberration. There's no way they can pull that off a second time.
The streamer has begun work on a series adaptation of Sega and Atlus's critically acclaimed RPG franchise, Persona, according to Variety. Star Trek Picard and 911 alum Christopher Monfett is attached to write the show while also serving as executive producer and showrunner. 21 Laps, Sean Levy, and Robert Atwood are also attached to executive produce, as are Dimitri Johnson, Michael Lawrence Goldberg, and Timothy I. Stevenson of Story Kitchen. Sega producer Toru Nakahara will also aid as an executive producer. It's unclear if its plot will pull directly from any particular entry or tell an entirely new story.
You know, the other thing about this that's nuts to me is that why, with a franchise that has such an incredibly powerful visual identity, would you not animate it? Like,
why live action?
What are you doing?
Well, they did do a Persona 4 and a Persona 5 animated anime.
Yeah, so do it. Just do that again. Like,
unless this is based on Persona 4 or 5, so they had no reason to go on and do another.
I mean, I guess, but it's just nuts. Like, why? I mean, live action. I say that a lot of it is going to be animated through CGI anyway.
Yeah. So that's the thing,
man. it feels like such a weird thing to do.
Yeah. All right, our last bit of news is PlayStation Plus's monthly free games. And they're not terrible. So we're getting Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the new one, not the old one. For PS5 and PS4.
Modern Warfare 3.
Modern Warfare 3. For the King 2. Remember For the King? It was like a tabletop RPG thing for Xbox. I didn't know there was a sequel. Actually, there's descriptors here. For the King 2 is a tactical role-playing game sequel that launched on PC back in 2023. Inspired by tabletop combat, the game features roguelite elements and a procedurally generated map to explore as you hunt down an evil queen. And then finally, there is Crosscode, a retro-inspired 2D action JRPG with 16-bit style visuals that blends old-school video game dungeon adventuring with RPG battling and loot. I think I've heard of Crosscode, and I think it's done pretty good. Let me look up these two games on Metacritic just to see what they how they score. So Crosscode.
Hold on a second. You've got the old Modern Warfare 3 up here because
I do.
Xbox. It showed Xbox 360. I didn't even know. I couldn't even tell until the end.
You're right. I do. My bad. It's definitely the better one. That's funny. Yeah, Crosscode got good reviews.
It is a good-looking game for a 360 title.
It is. It really is. Yeah, Crosscode did really well. 82 critically, 80 user score. For the King 2 does not have... There it is. 76 and 75. That's about what I expected. Let's see what Modern Warfare 3 got. I think that was... Nope, that's the old one. This is the fucking problem, guys. Can't even find the new one. Well, I give up. And that's it for the news. Which means it's time for...
My neighbor to drop something again.
Is that what that was? Jesus. Screenshot scope!
Alrighty. Let me see here where we go.
Do not know.
I don't know. Kind of looks like worn down paint on a road, maybe.
Yeah, but there's like these weird light thingies.
Yeah, which is where the maybe comes from.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta move my light. I can't see the words. 83% Metacritic.
I'm having trouble parsing when I'm looking at it. Kind of looks like there's
I think it's a rooftop.
Yeah, but then there's like another... What? What is that? It looks like a completely different element just sitting on the roof, like something clipping through it.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
Very strange.
Not getting anything. Ooh, current gen.
That wall doesn't look current gen.
What the hell is this?
Again, I can't... It looks like two different images mashed together. I can't parse what's going on here.
I mean, the only bit of UI we're getting here is a compass, which is kind of...
Oh, great.
Kind of useless. Well, this is the PlayStation version, obviously, because we've got a PlayStation D-pad down there. But I still don't know what this is, though.
Yeah, I got nothing.
It was released this year? Oh, is this Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight?
Oh, well, it's definitely a Lego game. There's a Lego block right there.
Got it.
There you go.
I saw this. This confused me for a second, but I guess it's probably just a different costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. I gotta play that still. I gotta try it.
I'm trying to think. I think the only game... Is the only game I've played this year that's been released this year Chapter 5 of Deltarune? No, I guess there was Rune Dice.
Yeah, there was Rune Dice, and there was something else earlier in there. It's been 7 months. I'm sure you played other current games.
Yeah.
That's Cloud.
Oh, fuck off. I don't know.
Okay.
That
looks
still
like
don't know, but that's more to work with.
Very distinct art style. but I don't have it though. 83% though. Mobile. Oh, well, I have no idea. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
get
neither
this.
do I.
Switching mobile. No, no idea.
This is a sports game? Fuck, I don't know. Is this like one of those goofy golf games or something?
I don't.
No,
No.
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what this is.
I have no idea what's happening.
I don't know.
What the golf? It's called.
Oh, it was a goofy golf game. I know that there's been a bunch of those, but
I've heard of What the Golf, but I've never seen it, so I never would have got that. That's really zoomed in.
I did whatever.
Ooh, we got some live FMV going.
Maybe
That looks like
or just
that looks
could
straight
just
out
be
of
a
Power
photo-
Rangers background.
yeah, but it could also just be a photo sourced skybox.
Yeah, true. Nope, it's an FMV game.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Definitely FMV. Could it be something?
This
Could
is
it
gonna-
be another Command and Conquer game?
No, this is going to be one of those softcore porn games. Just look at it. Just look at this.
There's no way they would put something like that on you.
Yeah, they absolutely would. Like I said, softcore.
You're right. Oh my god.
Is it plumbers don't wear ties?
Okay, the fact that you
It
knew
is.
that, I've never even heard of this. What is
There's an
this?
Angry Nerd episode about it.
Holy shit. That's
It was also on
crazy.
the 3DO.
Wow, that's a first. Ooh, this looks pretty. What's this?
Pretty old. Look at how like lo-fi the colors are. Unless that's
Could be a style choice, yeah.
yeah, like a stylistic choice.
I like it, whatever it is, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh,
Oh, this is definitely a stylistic choice. That's 100%.
this looks
choice.
77 seems low, but it might be Wolf Among Us. This is
Yeah, I
definitely
was gonna say, is this a Telltale game? Because
Yeah.
it kind of looks like a Telltale game.
Oh, it could be one of the Walking Dead seasons that weren't as good. But let's start. With Wolf Among
Try
Us.
Wolf Among Us because I think that matches the art style. Nope. Okay.
It's got to be oh no, PS4. Yeah, it could be Walking Dead. We'll say season 3.
Yeah.
Sure. Yay! Look at that.
There you go.
Yeah, I never got that far. I think I stopped after season 2. But season 1 is like one of the best games of all time. It's so good. It's hard to call it a video game though. It is a video game, but it's you know, it's one of those things. This looks like the pyramid in Las Vegas, the Luxor, inside of the Luxor.
Kinda, I guess. I've never been.
You've never seen the inside of the Luxor? It's crazy. If I went in there, I would die from anxiety because it's basically a hollow pyramid. It's really creepy. Vertigo City. I have no idea what this is though.
Yeah, neither do I.
That's not helpful at all. 87% though.
Yeah, like it's just like, oh, we looked up and now we're looking down at the floor.
Okay, current gen, really good graphics, really sharp looking. Something down there that I can't make out. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Need more. Meeting rooms, perch access, Dobrogi, C. Saunders. This looks really familiar.
Don't know.
Current gen, though, that's interesting. Oh, it's 007.
Oh, it's 007.
I don't know why it looks familiar.
Well, probably because you played a Hitman game.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. Still on my list.
Is that the fastest that a new release has shown up on this thing?
I think so.
Because that game's only been out for like a week and a half.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay,
I can't even tell what this is.
no idea. 92%.
Ooh.
All right.
We're gonna be kicking ourselves if we don't get this one.
It's obviously old. N64 PS1 looks like.
It doesn't look that old. I'm thinking like PS2 GameCube.
Whoa!
Motherfucker.
Nice job. I still don't recognize it though.
Yeah.
Is this Wind Waker? No.
No.
GameCube exclusive. There's not a lot of those.
Well, then it's probably first party.
Yeah.
That would also explain the 92.
We're gonna know what this is.
Maybe it's Twilight Princess.
Let's do it just in case. Nope. Platform action adventure. Is this Sunshine?
I don't remember there being a lava area in Mario Sunshine. But maybe?
I don't remember a lot about Sunshine. Hey.
Oh, well, there you go.
The reason it popped in, not because of just because of platformer, but this looks like a shadow of a like the umbrellas that are in Placino. What's the hub world called?
Delfino Plaza.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not. It's a cloud. I guess there was a lava level.
I guess.
Corona Mountain. It's called.
I have no memory of that. I've beaten this game.
Yeah, me too. And there's the world's worst final boss of all time. God, that's terrible. I don't know what they were thinking. Let's put Bowser in a bathtub. That's a great idea.
Eternal Darkness. No, I have no idea.
You want to go shoot? Should I do it?
There's no reason not to. I think we've already had Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, it definitely would have got a 73. That's pretty ugly. Looks like PS2. Yeah, PS2.
I can't even tell what I'm looking at.
What
kind of tile work?
No.
I don't know.
PC only. Oh, interesting.
Oh, okay.
We got like a Japanese guy with like a rifle or a bow.
Yeah, and a trash dumpster.
That's fucking weird. Is this like Yakuza 1?
No.
I got nothing.
I don't know either.
Stealth.
What? I don't know what this is.
Oh, is this Hitman?
Oh, it's Hitman.
Is it Hitman Blood Money?
No, I think it's the original.
Just Hitman 1. Nice. Wow, that's crazy. You could really take some screenshots of that and you would have no idea it's a Hitman game.
Yeah.
Until you see the bald head. And then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, this looks new.
Ooh, this is recent. I don't know what it is, though.
I see like a magic wave. See that
some sort of
magic
path.
wave.
Kind of looks like the grace in Elden Ring. You know, coming out of the.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But those are modern like ammo boxes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not that.
And this would have had to have been, but it's at least 3 years old. No, not. I mean, yes, it has to be at least 3 years old because this is from 2023.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That magic wave should give it away, though. I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Is this Sekiro?
I don't think so, but I'm not sure. I haven't played Sekiro.
Nope. Very pretty game, whatever it is. Is this
on everything?
Neo 2? No, Neo 2 wasn't on Switch. Was it?
I don't know. I don't think so. You can try, though.
Oh, it's a fighting game. What? Is this Tekken 8?
Oh, Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat 1?
Is it that old already?
I don't know.
It is Mortal Kombat.
Uh,
That's a new. That's got to be. Oh, it's got to be 11.
11. There you go. That's what it is.
Yeah. I loved 10. 10 was amazing.
Yeah, 10 was pretty good.
Oh, it was so good. 11 was fine. I never played 1. I just play them for the campaign because they're hilarious. Wow, another beautiful game. What's going on?
Witcher 3.
I feel like we've had
That's
that.
my guess. Okay, well, then, I don't know.
There's not very many of these types of games, though, that look this good.
But,
Can't be Kingdom Come Deliverance. I don't think.
Why not?
I think we've
Try
had
it.
it already.
Try it. Okay.
Ooh, current gen. What the hell is this? It's gorgeous. Oh, it's a
Plague
Plague
Tale.
Tale. Yeah, the second one, whatever
Something.
that one is. Requiem. Yeah, Requiem's a gorgeous game.
Yeah, so is it magic in this game? Because I thought it was just like sick rats.
There's
There
some sort of magical connection between the boy and the rats. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I think he can control them at one point.
Okay.
I never beat them, so I don't really know.
Oh, this is no help. Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's an early access game.
But it might be out of early access by now.
Oh yeah, true. I don't know.
Fucking, I don't know. Valheim. Does Viking Sim. Valheim.
Yeah, that meat doesn't look like it's from Valheim though.
Just put in Valheim.
There is other Viking games. Maybe they changed the meat. Yeah, they must have. That's not what the meat looks like anymore. Oh, I want to play. I can't wait for that game, man. I'm freaking bursting at the seams. All right, 2 more. That's Warcraft 3.
Yeah, I'm thinking Warcraft 3.
Yeah, that art style's hard to avoid.
I haven't even played that much Warcraft 3, and I'm like, that's probably a Warcraft game, and it's probably 3 because 2 doesn't look that good.
I've never played it. I have only seen footage of it because of all the like documentaries I've watched about the Dota thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, last one.
That's no help.
Jesus.
That's even less help. Okay, that's better.
88%.
Maybe this is Sekiro.
I'm thinking it's either Sekiro or Black Myth Wukong.
All right, well, let's try one, then try the other.
Oh, look at that.
Boom.
Nice job. Funny that it comes up after we misguess it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is really, really, really fun, and then it gets stupid difficult very quickly. And I was like, no, I can't do this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the 98th episode of Press Pause, a gaming podcast. If you want to reach me on the socials, I'm at TJ-Leo on BlueSky.
And I am at Ninjas on BlueSky.
You can email us at co.op.podcast@gmail.com. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and join us on the Co-op Club Discord community server where you can find myself and so many others talking about gaming, wrestling, and more. Link is in the description. Patreon.com/co-op entertainment where you can throw us $1 a month to help support the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time, try to game. I know it's difficult, but
just give it a shot. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. But stuff. I need food. I'm hungry.